Hi everyone, for today's video I wanted to do a shop my stash style video where I only use products from my top makeup drawer. I recently reorganized and decluttered my top makeup drawer, so if you wanted to see that video I will leave a link to it down below and in the cards section probably. But I am going to insert a clip of me picking out all of the products that we are going to be using today. I have my little tray right here. I'm going to put all of my top drawer picks in this little tray so it's a bit easier for me. And as far as foundation, I think I want to either the Bite Change Maker or the Exa foundation. Both clean. I think I want to do the Exa foundation. Concealer, I have Kosas, Rare. I haven't used my Rare one in a little while. I don't want a thin concealer because the Exa foundation is like a foundation. I haven't used my Rare Beauty concealer in quite some time, but I'm going to go really light hand on this concealer because the foundation is not full coverage, but it's got a good coverage to it. So here are mainly my cheek products, except this is a pressed powder from NARS. I have all my powdered cheek products here except Tower 28 and Undone Beauty, but then I also have the Salt New York cream colors. I haven't really gotten much use out of my Salt New York cream colors, and a big reason for that is just because I honestly was not that impressed the few times I've worn it, but I'm kind of wanting to give it another shot today. I have all of these beautiful pressed shadows. What do I do? You know what? I have not really used the Kaja little bento box eyeshadows. These are so cute. I actually think I'm gonna grab this. And then let me grab a little eyeshadow palette just so I can get some matte shades in there. I feel like my little mini Lorac Pro palette will go just fine. How cute is that? Let's come over here. This has brow stuff, little contouring stuff, just any stick things over here. I am going to grab the new Anastasia, what is this called? Brow Freeze. I am going to grab this because it is a newer product and I think a lot of you guys might want to see that. And actually I think I'm going to pair it with the Anastasia Dip Brow. I really want to use these two mascaras up, the Tarte Maneater and the Honest Beauty mascara. I really want to use these up, so I'm going to put them in here. For my lip products, I'm going to go with the NARS Gloss and a Bare Minerals lip liner. And then for fun, if we have time, I might pull out my Janessa Myricks Totally Tangerine Waterproof Cushion Color. I am going to start with the Exa foundation, and this is the High Fidelity Semi Satin Foundation. For this foundation, I am using the shade 300 Michelle. I do have the shade 360 if you were looking at that foundation and wondering what shade I lean more towards. 300 works for me a bit better right now, but this is my winter shade. I am probably the palest that I get throughout the year. So yeah, 300 is what I'm wearing right now, but I feel that 360 probably would be a good match for me over the summer. But this foundation is really pretty. It is a clean beauty foundation, so that is something to keep in mind if you do clean beauty products. Honestly, I'm getting a lot of really nice coverage from it right now that it's kind of making me not want to pull out my Rare Beauty concealer. So that gave me a beautiful coverage, and honestly, any other day out of the week, I would probably be skipping concealer right now, but I am going to go in with a little bit of concealer just because I did bring it out, and I'm going to just apply it right here and then a little dot in there. I just pulled out my Salt New York palette to use the mirror, and the mirror in here is trash. I'm gonna get a headache looking at this. This is my Salt New York palette. I have the Beige Highlight, Medium Contour, Rose Blush, and I believe this one is Wine or Berry Blush. I really wish I picked up that limited edition Spice shade that they had. I don't know if it ended up being actually limited edition, but it was so pretty. But yes, the few times that I had used this palette when I initially got it, I was honestly a bit underwhelmed, which saddened me because I know so many people who love these products, but I am going to see how I like them now. I remember feeling like the medium shade was a little bit too light for me when I had first gotten it, but it's also been a few months and I've gotten significantly more fair since I got this palette. So I'm actually feeling like I kind of like the shade of the medium contour right now, or the medium bronzer. But yeah, if you are a little bit deeper than I am, I probably would go 1-up. I'm not sure what the shade that is 1-up is, but I probably would do that instead. This is actually looking pretty nice. I'm gonna get a little bit on my jawline. So that actually looks really nice and like creamy and just really blended in nicely with my skin, so I'm not mad at it. I am going to take some of the beige highlight, but I'm taking it on my hand, kind of pressing it in the back of my hand so I don't get too much, and I'm going to apply it underneath of my blush just to ensure that it is the most natural looking. So now I have the rose blush and the wine blush, and I'm going to go in with just the rose blush right now. I'm really having to dig in there because it's like kind of not dried, but like a little dried. And okay, cool. Oh, what's going on? Really creamy. Just have to warm it up a little bit. But yeah, I'm just going in with a little bit of that. Pressing it into the skin with my e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush. Getting a little bit on the nose so we can distribute that color. Okay, that's looking pretty. I just really was not that impressed with these when I had first used them, but I'm liking how they're looking right now on the skin. I just pulled you guys in a bit closer for the other aspects of my face. I just went in with my Urban Decay Primer Potion, and I'm blending that out with my IT Cosmetics concealer brush. I really need to do a video where I talk about my favorite brushes. It's probably one of my most requested videos. Maybe I'll do that this weekend because I really need to wash my brushes. Just to get a little bit of color on my eyelid, I am going to mix the two matte shades that they have in this palette. This little Lorac Pro mini palette. Such a cute little baby palette. It's only $15. I got mine from Ulta. I actually kind of think the green would be so cool, so we'll hold out. We'll see what I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm gonna swatch each of the little eyeshadows from the Kaja stack to see which one I'm wanting to put on my eyelid. Maybe it'll be a mix of all of them, but that's what they look like. Disregard that because that is the contour, like when I was taking excess off of the brush. Obviously the middle one is like such a me shade. I'm gonna smear the middle shade, this one. Yes, love it. By the way, in my last video, you guys were asking me about my nails. My last couple videos, you guys were asking me about my nails. These nails are the Aura nails, like the gel nails, and I got mine. I actually got my first set from the Aura website, and then last night I got a few more sets, but on Vanity Table. But yes, I love these. They are like press-on gel nail polishes, and I did not think I was going to like them as much as I do, but I'm not getting my nails done right now for obvious reasons, and I feel like this at-home like press-on gel nail polish whole thing is like the next best thing. So really have been liking them, and I did my nails last week and they still look pretty good. Honestly, I do have like a little bit of chipping on some of them, but it's not totally noticeable. That's so pretty. The green or the orange. The orange just always looks so good. I also have these NYX Vivid Brights that I haven't really used yet, and I'm kind of wanting to use the purple. So I actually think I'm gonna grab these instead of the Danessa Myricks ones. The only thing I hate about colored liners, like the first thing that happens is it gets all over my lashes. Let me make the wings on both sides. Alright, that wing was a bit dramatic, but it is purple liner, so it's like, I don't know. It is dramatic anyway, so it's cute. I don't know why it's so much easier to use colored liner than it is to use black liner. Like, that was so easy for me to just swoop, done. I am still needing to go in and clean up these lines, but that was pretty easy. I will say though, I'm nervous because I feel like these might be like crumbly. Alright, I think I got them as even as possible and looking pretty good. I am not actually so sure about them though. I think that it looks really, really cute and I love the color, but they kind of look like they might crumble on me. Like, they dry down really matte and crumbly, so we'll see. But I'm just going in with the primer side of my Honest Beauty mascara. I felt like going in with the primer first might be a good idea considering some of the eyeliner got on my lashes. And now I'm going in with the mascara side. And also Justin is making our smoothie, so if you hear the blender, that's what that is. Kind of want a little bit more drama on the eyes, so I am going in with my Man-Eater mascara now. So the eyes are done. Honestly, I think that they're looking really cute. I love colored liner. And what I'm just gonna do now is I'm going to take my fingers and like wipe my brows clean, making sure that there's no product on them, like no foundation or anything, because I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Brow Freeze right now. And I've used this a couple of times and I have noticed that when there is like extra product on your brows from whatever, like powder or foundation, they kind of will end up looking a little odd. Like, you'll definitely be able to see it. But I just am using the spoolie end of the Anastasia number 12 brush, and that's like my favorite brush for my brows. So I'm just using the spoolie end of that brush and I'm pressing the brows down, or not down, but I'm pressing them down into the skin, but like brushing them up. And my brows are the longest they've ever been, probably. They are so long right now. I kind of like my brows, but I really, really miss my brow girl, Jennifer. I really, really miss her. But again, like, I'm not getting my brows done right now for obvious reasons. So those are my brows with the Anastasia Brow Freeze. Looking a bit wild, but I really like doing this because I know exactly where I need to fill in my brows in order for them to not look crazy overdone. And now I'm just going in with my really old, really dried Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. I need to add like an oil to it or something. Maybe I should add this oil to it. I think I'm gonna do that really quick, actually. These are the Absolute New York Primer Drops, the hydrating version. And if you guys didn't catch my like January product roundup, I did talk about the Absolute New York products in that video. It's like a new series that I'm gonna try and do on my channel where I talk about all the makeup that I used in a particular month. But I'm really getting the product on this brush, and then I always take the back of my cap and just make sure that my brush is really nice and skinny and all the excess product is taken off. And now I'm just going in and adding color where I need it. I always like to go down here and add a bit of color right up the base. And then I always like to go in and make sure that the tail is nice and even, but also extend the brow just a little bit. And I really like the Brow Freeze because no matter how many times you brush through it, it will still hold and be really kind of nice and not crumble on you, because some other like really tight hold brow gels or pomades or whatever it is, and whenever you go back in after they've dried and set to like brush through, they will kind of just break up. Kind of like how like a gel would in your hair. But I really like the brow freeze because it doesn't do that. Or I guess I've been liking the brow freeze. We'll see. Still working with it. But yeah, this is my problem brow. Always has been, always will be. I guess it's just not a problem, it's just that they don't match, and like I prefer the other brow. But like if I had two of these brows, I guess it would be fine because they'd be the same, but this brow is just so different. I'm sure many of you can relate. Yeah, the brow freeze is awesome. Like I just went through and combed both of my brows back out, and they still look so nice, and like the hold is really good. They look really nice and fluffy. I'm liking it. I actually think I want to do a little bit of color right underneath my lash line. Just a little bit. None of my pencil brushes are clean, so I'm taking this really teeny blending brush. And I'm actually going to take this really light shade from Kaja, the top one in the stack, and apply it right in the inner corner on both eyes. Ooh. Ah, that really just completed the look. And then before I move on to my lips, because I do still want to sit here and enjoy a bit of my smoothie before I apply my lip products, but I am going to go in with a little bit of setting powder. And I'm just using the Absolute New York HD baking powder that they have. And they sent over the shade Banana. And I don't really do this, but really want to take off like any of the excess powder. But I do want to like, oh my gosh, okay. Maybe that was a sign that I shouldn't set my cheeks, but I'm going to do it anyway. I just want to set it like a little bit over here. Right where like right on top, right on the top part of my cheek. Just set it a little bit. And then I'm taking whatever is left on the cap and pressing it on my under eyes. Shoot, I forgot to do an under eye cream. I want to get in the habit of doing under eye cream. I just turned 24 and honestly I'm noticing a little bit more creasing on my under eyes. So I just want to get a head start. And I'm taking whatever is left on my brush and pressing like a little bit more color into my cheeks, because that's why I don't really like setting my cheeks with powders. I always feel like I lose the blush intensity. And then I'm going to spray my face with my Absolute New York Prolonged Setting Spray. For my lips, I'm using an oldie but a goodie. This is my Bare Minerals On Point Gen Nude Lip Liner. Fabulous shade. Okay, honestly, it's a little bit dark for me. I forgot that we are in winter. It's a little dark right now. I think I'll still go in with my NARS lip gloss in the shade Pulsion. This is the finished makeup look. I love it. I think the purple liner was such a cute add-on. I will say I am really liking the appearance of my cream colors from Salt New York. So I'm really liking how these are looking on the skin right now, which could always have a lot to do with my base. Again, I was using the Exa foundation in today's video, and my skin looks absolutely gorgeous, flawless, beautiful, healthy. So we love to see that. I really, really love this lip combo so much. I really like how my eyes came out. I love how my brows came out. I'm really feeling myself today. Really ready to take on this Friday. Really ready for the weekend. Really ready for the weekend. I love my girls, but I'm just ready for the weekend. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I see you next time.